All right, y'all, here we go. Back with another installment. Tips with Coach D. We got the car edition today. Coach D doing it from the car today. It don't matter where you at. Office, gym, car. We got to get these tips. All right. So today, we're gonna talk about seeing the court. Right now, you got some players that are on the court. Then you got some players that see the court. Right, and we got to know the difference. Right now, yeah, we want all of our players, we want all our athletes to be able to be on the court. But while they're on the court, we want the athletes that we're responsible for. We want them to be the ones that actually see the court, right? And so, like offensively speaking, right? So if I'm on the weak side, right? Let's say the ball's on the left wing, I'm on the right wing. I gotta know based off of where the defense is set up what I'm gonna do when I get it, right? So you'll see some players they catch a skill pass and they got a touch pass right to the next player, right? They get that hockey assist. That's a player that might be seeing the court, right? Versus where you got a player they get the skill pass and then that one more pass is there and they hold it and you hear the coach saying one more, one more, one more, and then they might hold it, take the bounce, and then throw it. Chances are that player's on the court, right? You got that player that is pushing the ball in transition, right? It's a 2-on-1. Then they got the third guy coming with the trail, right? Boom, over the shoulder, got the trail. We're going to look the defense off to the second guy, hit the third one for the gagoosh, right? Or the sweet layup. That player's seeing the court, all right? Or, it's versus you got the player on the 2-on-1 and they dribble, and then throw up a contested shot. That player's on the court, right? Now that's offensively speaking, right? We want to be the player that can see the court. You want to be able to see two or three plays ahead of where the game currently is, right? So now let's talk about defense, right? Right? Because you got to see the court offensively. Yeah. But you got to see the court on defense too. Okay. And so now we talking again, let's say the ball's on the left wing. All right. I got, the player I'm responsible for is over on the right wing, and they're getting ready to dump it down in there to the post, right? I'm gonna play my help defense, and as soon as they let that booger go, I'm gonna go get it. I see the court. All right. Versus the player who's playing on the opposite side of the ball. They're hugging their player. The ball goes in to the post. Then they rotate over, and then you ain't getting nothing but a foul, or you getting put in the poster. You on the court, right? So we have to make sure, like I say, that the players that we're responsible for, whether it be our kids, right, our personal kids that are playing on the team, right, we don't want them to just be out there. We don't want them to be on the court. We want them to be able to see the court, see the game in advance. All right, if we're coaching, we want to take the time to try to help all our players see the court. Now, yeah, I know, I get it, right? Everybody, is not going to be that 2 or 3 play in advance type of player. But guaranteed, man, you want to make sure that your player, your son or your daughter, is that player that sees the court. One of the ways that was like really helpful for me to help me see the court was that I would watch games on TV. Right, I'll watch a lot of basketball. I watch NBA. I watch NCAA males and females. I watch 3A basketball games, boys, girls. I watch it all. And so you can see the game, right? You can watch them. But then when they go to the replays and you have the analysts or the color commentators, like if you really listen to them, like they're really, really teaching the game. They're putting you up on game. A lot of times we get caught up in like, oh, well, he don't know what he's talking about, or he wasn't this as a player, he wasn't that as a player. But those commentators are actually teachers too. And so being a young kid, like watching basketball a lot, like I picked up a lot of tips, right? Like listening. Let me see, who were some of the analysts that were doing games when I was young. I remember Reggie Miller started doing it after he retired. So I remember Reggie as a player and as a commentator, right? People used to make fun of Magic Johnson on how he sounded, but he was giving you the game. Same thing with Isaiah Thomas, right? Like, yeah, they might not speak proper English, but they know that game. And so I would try to, if you got a player or a kid, right, that's playing basketball, get them to sit down and watch the game with you, right? We got this technology now, so you can rewind and you could talk through certain things that you could talk through different rotations that you see while pausing the game. You can pause it and show a kid where the extra pass will come from. You can pause it and show, when Luka might be penetrating and then be able to throw the lob to power, right? You'll be able to pause it and show that. And now they're getting that visual from watching it. And then now, you see that translate over to the game so they could be that player that sees the court and they're not that player that's just on the court. All right. So again, it's Coach D. I just want to share these tips, these little small things, right? We call it the game within the game to help our basketball athletes get to the next level, to help them understand how to play the game within the game. All right. So I'll be back with another installment tomorrow. Hope y'all enjoyed this, the car edition, right? And we'll be back tomorrow with more tips with Coach D. All right.